Hello again. So perhaps the most common question I get asked is, which tools should I buy? And of course, I can't answer that because I'm not you. I don't know what your situation is. And also, I can tell you, as I'm doing, what the tools do, how they work, and so on. But ultimately, it's your intuition, I feel, that is where I would go. I mean, for me, I try and use my intuition as much as possible, and on the whole, I feel it served me very well. I remember when I went to Denver to see Slim and Katharina, and they were at some kind of fair, one of these events, and Slim was doing talks, and they had a big stool, and in the middle of the stool on the table was this harmonizer with lots of rings and everything else around it. It was quite a busy table, and I kept looking at this thing, and it was just I don't know if you ever have this thing where you get your head dowsing thing. That often takes, it's not something that commonly works for me, but if I don't sleep for a night or I'm exposed to some strong energy, and I had been at Slim and Katharina's house, which was, that was pretty crazy. Slim had what's called a wash tub, which is at least double the size of one of these, harmonizer, in his office, and I was sleeping on the couch, the sort of fold down couch in the room next door, and I slept 2 hours, and I woke up and I was wide awake. I had all this energy, and I was thinking, what am I going to do? I've got, it's dark, I don't want to wake them up. I'm Slim, I don't know, maybe Slim didn't sleep very much either, but I remember sitting there thinking, I've got all this energy, what am I going to do? So when I don't sleep very much, it takes me into a place where, beyond that place where you can feel things with your hand, to the point at which your head becomes this sort of flexible, beautiful, smooth bearing. And if there's anything going on in the local vicinity, and it could be a church tower over there, or it could be a crystal in the corner, or somebody's meditating, I just find myself doing, and my head will just turn and hone in on this, whatever it is that I'm looking at. And I kept getting this thing going on with this, and my head would go, ding, oh, there you are, there you are again. And so I was using, my own dowsing sense, which must be tied into intuition. I don't know. But basically, I knew I had to acquire this beautiful harmonizer. It was shinier and more beautiful at the time, but it's still a beautiful thing, and I've had it ever since. So, and even with the new dimension ring that arrived, which is I talk about in a different video, but I had this period of nausea. That's in the video about can it harm you. I had this feeling of nausea with this ring when it first arrived for about half an hour, but I didn't want to leave it. I had the feeling, and it was unpleasant, and yet I didn't want to get away from it. It was very interesting that there was this sense of, oh, right, this is important. I'm feeling a bit for a bit, but then afterwards, this is really important. So I would say, whatever you've been drawn to, really, and maybe if you're reading the book and there are particular part that you're reading about, and you go, oh, that sounds really exciting. What excites you? What's the most exciting or interesting thing? And it might be quite expensive, as it was. When I went to see Slim in the States, I went to buy a few tools, and I came back as a distributor, which I hadn't intended to do at all. But it was just one of those things. It was obvious when I was there and I was surrounded by these things that it was important that I should bring these back to Britain. So go with your intuition. Don't expect, I can't say what's going to be useful. I can tell you what they do, but ultimately, I remember somebody, that's right, a little while after Slim died, and I got a phone call from some people, and they said, can we come, because they were nearby, I was living in Dorset, and can we pop in? We've got some things that we've been told we need to get. Well, and I just took that as, that's fine, okay. But when they arrived, they said, or she said, this chap came to me in a dream and told me I need to get these things, and then I realised who it was, you know, and then I discovered it was Slim, and here I am to buy these tools that he's told me to get in a dream. So yeah, sometimes it goes beyond intuition, but ultimately you'll be guided. Whatever you feel excited about, go with that. Don't try and make a logical choice. Just go with what's useful to, and what do you feel, what are you drawn to.